My friends, thank you for coming back to me. I hope everyone's safe and healthy. One of the most frequent questions I get from you is if there's any way to improve realistic drawing instantly. In one of my previous videos, I was sharing my opinion that anyone can learn to draw. It just takes some time and patience and practice. That's the most effective and also natural way to improve constantly, the practice itself. But there are also some tips that can help you to improve your drawing immediately for sure, and I'll focus particularly on one of the most important ones. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, so let's get into it. What can help us to create something looking lifelike? We're not recreating the object, we're working with an illusion of it. One of the basic elements of realism is a form, an object having 3 dimensions, but based on a simple illusion. So how do we create such an illusion? Lights, shadows, contrast, depth, using a wide range of values, from the lightest tones to the darkest ones. Playing with various values implies depth and space, tricking your sight. It looks like a real, solid 3D object just existing in a 2-dimensional world. The illusion of a form is created with relationship of light and its absence, shadows, and there are many tones in between. We can simply achieve this contrast using more grades of pencils. You don't need to use expensive ones. Any pencils you can afford to buy, at least few grades. I'm using mostly F, 2B, 4B and 6B, and for the darkest ones I tend to use 8B. And I do not forget about the lightest ones, using an eraser to add even more contrast, creating the highlights. Also the other values, especially the gradual transition between them, can help us to see the tip of the nose as a rounded object. Most of my patrons sending me their work use just 1 or 2 pencils of harder grades for shading in the beginning, not knowing about the wider range of grades, and the work just lacks of any depth. Using softer pencils, using the same techniques, the exactly same process you followed before will do quite magic with your work, and it will bring it to life. I even choose the drawing where you can't really see much of the texture and details. Their appearance is created just using various values. The dark value beside her nose helps us to create illusion of another form, preventing the light from coming through other parts, the nose in this case. As the light comes from one side, its interaction with the nose creates a cast shadow on her face. Also the dark space, the dark place next to her face, helps us to create the depth. Your brain tells you this is a place with no light. It creates an illusion that dark space is somewhere behind or inside. So please try to pay attention to this aspect of the objects you are drawing. I can see a huge improvement when people add wider range of values into their work. Of course, if it's not your purpose or style to work with light values, I believe it can be a beautiful way to see the world or to express the world with such a lightness. But in case you're trying to achieve more realistic results, I think this is a very easy way to do it. Just try to add this element into your work. I hope you'll see the difference immediately. I hope it was helpful in case you would like to see the real-time versions of the time-lapses included in this video or their fully narrated versions. Please check out my Patreon where I share real-time videos, tips and more tutorials. In case you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, also share it with your friends and make sure to subscribe to my channel because many new videos are coming soon. Have a great Monday and the rest of the week as well. I will see you in my next video. Bye.